today. You be here with Andrew Patterson, aka Drew, aka Chillimack. Here with my man J Mac. Here with my man Lamar, aka Fix. My man right here, Edward, aka Clutch, and Show Nuff. So today, the title we're gonna discuss a little bit. Talk about facts, opinion, and assumptions. So what that means is this. J Mac, when were you born?
82.
82, what month?
November.
How you know that's to be fact?
That's what my birth certificate says.
Birth certificate say. Good.
Factual document.
Factual document. Lamar, when were you born?
1969.
69. Okay, how you know that's to be fact?
So my birth certificate.
On your birth certificate. Clutch, tell me when you was born, how you know that's to be fact?
27 June 77.
Okay, and how you know that's to be factual?
On that birth certificate.
On the birth certificate. Sure enough, talk to me.
January 5th, 82. Birth certificate.
Birth certificate. So what we got to understand is our life based on how we grew up. We have baggage. In our life we use facts, opinion, and assumptions. For example, if you see a guy who is overweight, to some people not attractive, have a gorgeous woman on his arm, what's your first thought?
He bought her.
He bought her. So that's a fact, or that's opinion, or assumption?
My opinion.
Opinion. What would you say to that? Fix.
I would say he bought her.
You bought her.
Sugar daddy.
Sugar daddy.
I was about to say the same thing.
Same thing. So again, we gather all this information by our opinion or assumption. Our life is based on how we came up and what we see, and based on opinion and assumptions. So question for you. So if someone's to ask you guys, what is the number one reason why we get divorced? What would you say?
Infidelity.
Infidelity. Okay. Infidelity. What would you say?
Infidelity.
Infidelity. What would you say?
Communication.
Communication. What would you say?
A lack of trying.
A lack of trying. So those are reasons, but I'm asking, you get that information based on what? How you get that information? How do you come up with
What
that?
I've seen.
What
I've
you seen?
seen. You know what I'm saying? What
Okay.
comes across the table.
Okay. Okay. What about you?
It's what I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also what I've done.
What's done? Okay.
I've been through
Okay.
Been through.
Okay. But guess what? If you look at statistics says, and it's a broad statement, the major reason why divorce is incompatibility.
Whoa.
Now, everything you mentioned, those are reasons, but those are not what the statistics says. The statistics say the facts. We're talking about facts now. We ain't talking about opinion or assumptions. The fact says, hey, incompatibility. Why we have divorce in the United States. All right? Another question for you. Who filed for divorce first? Man or woman?
Typically,
Depends on the situation.
yeah. I mean, infidelities, you know what I'm saying? It could be both sides. It could be a 50-50 situation.
Right.
But typically, a woman is going to try to get away from the man.
Well,
I agree.
Well, nah, in some cases, it's usually the man won't get away from the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know what I'm saying, if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? They always make it seem like the men are the ones that are being the dogs, the men are doing this, the men are doing that. So we always getting the finger pointed at us, and you get to the point, it's like, you know what? I'm sick of this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, me, it's me. Because that,
Well,
just for my case, I did that.
Well, you got to think about the situation, right?
Mhm.
Typically, something's going to happen, and if there's kids involved, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a get out situation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you tell her to get out,
Mhm.
all of them are going.
Okay.
And
But-
if you love your kids, you're going to want to be around your kids. You know what I'm saying? Let them stay comfortable,
Right.
stay where they at, and then you go figure it out.
Right.
But
But back to the question. Who filed for divorce first, the man or woman?
In my opinion, the woman.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Man.
Man. And you said?
I said, well,
You said woman. Statistically, the woman files for divorce first, 70% of the time.
Woo, that's high.
You know, but again, we based on assumptions of what we see or opinion. You know, but we don't look at the facts. You know, right now is we can see a brother. You see it all the time. You know, I didn't experience it. You didn't experience it. A lot of us probably experienced it. Everybody assumed, at least for myself, I grew up with a silver spoon because I live in a nice house. I drive a nice car. They assume I come from money. But again, it is assumption.
Correct.
But what the fact says? The fact says I grew up on a one street. You know, I grew up in a shotgun house, which means that you can stand on the porch and look through the whole house.
I've been there.
See what I'm saying? And the facts is, guess what? You know, I joined the military, I went to school, I worked hard, I got deployed, you know, everything we have, we work for it. But people will look at you now when we're in our life and says, they'll assume, oh, he grew up with a silver spoon. That's not the case. So I say all this to say that our life, as we grow up, as we are right now, we base everything on assumptions and opinions instead of the facts.
Right.
You know, we can look at the world today and everything is, you know, you can have an argument with a brother. Hey man, I saw you the other day. You be like, no, it wasn't me. Yeah, I saw you, J-Mac. I mean, hey, that was you. What proof do I have that that's a fact? So now you and I are in a disagreement because we going back and forth because you're like, hey dog, that wasn't me. You must have been somebody else. Because the assumption is, I could have sworn I saw you. But what you prove? What facts are you bringing to the table? If we live our life like the courtroom, think about the courtroom. There's a lot of people right now have lost their life or in jail because somebody assumed or their opinion instead of coming up with the facts. You can't go to the courtroom and says, hey, Your Honor, I could have swore I saw him over there and everything else. He had on a black shirt, he had on some blue jeans, and he had on some Jordans. But what proof do you have to say that was him? Nothing. So the whole thing about this is we need to take a step back and look at what we're doing as a people and stop going on opinions and assumptions. Because opinions and assumptions, we get people killed, we get people hurt, you'll lose your friendship, you'll lose your relationship, and everything else. So, next question. Think about this, right? So, they talk about different things about society and about everything else. So, the question is, what percentage do you think of man cheat? Give me a percentage, Jermaine.
In what, a relationship or
In
marriage or what?
We're gonna discuss that for a few minutes. Just give me your percentage that you think.
I'm gonna say about 60%.
6%. Okay.
I'm gonna say 95% of that.
95%. Okay.
About 80.
80. Go ahead.
So like 70.
See what I'm saying? So again, that is your opinion and assumption. Statistically says 20% of men cheat and 13% of women cheat.
Wow.
You said how many?
It's 20% men and 13% of men.
Women.
Or women, I meant to say. So again, we by looking at what society has and what we've been through in our life and what we see, but again, nobody says, oh, you could actually have a major argument about something like that without having the facts. Everything is factual. You know, you can't assume too much. You know, our life is based on assumption and opinion. Instead of saying, you know what, let me take a step back. Let me see exactly what this is and go from there. So a question. So a statistic say on this Tinder app that a lot of guys are on this app and everything else, and it says 43% of them are on the app because of sexual dissatisfaction. And then it said out of that 43%, it said 30% of them are married. Okay? So again, the whole thing about this is we talk about facts, opinion, and assumptions. You know, people don't understand is that an opinion is really is something that you look at, and once you get the information, then you consider it. An assumption is you think it's your truth for the sake of the argument. Those what those two are. And so as right now, we in our life can use those three things with anything we do in our life. You got an argument with your woman, you got an argument with your significant other, you got an argument with your friend. If somebody come up to me, if you go to the court, you look at it all the time and talk about, hey, you honor this and you honor that, but if you don't have proof, it gets thrown out of court. So our life is based on these things, so we need to take a step back and look at our life and figure out how we're going to judge someone, not based on assumption or my opinion, but with facts. And we don't take the time to do that. You know what? Because we're lazy. We don't want to go through that work to do what we need to do to find out what the facts is. You can tell me, Jim Mac, hey man, I saw Fix the other day, man, and he's did this and did that. So either I can listen to what you tell me based on your opinion or your assumption, and I'm gonna say, hey, you sure you saw him? Or you sure he did that? You look at these old podcasts and they talking about they got receipts. If you don't have proof to back that up, you and I at odds, because J Mac told me you to say something about me, but I ain't got nothing to prove that. He ain't got nothing to say, hey, Fix say you are low down, this, another. But guess what? Now you and I at odds because something he says based on his assumption and opinion.
Correct.
But it's nothing factual there.
Exactly.
So again, this whole podcast is think about that. Facts, opinion, assumption. There's a lot of relationship has been lost and destroyed because of assumptions.
Yes.
If we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what you take on that? So explain to me somebody what you think about facts, opinion, and assumption.
In my opinion, at the end of the day, keep your relationship home.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going through some issues with my wife, I don't need to share it with my president of my club, True Riders. I don't need to share it with my vice president of True Riders or my sergeant of arms of True Riders. Because at the end of the day, then now you guys are forming your opinion of my relationship. So I'm going to keep my relationship at home and deal with it with my wife.
Right.
And I think that's the key to everything, dealing with your relationship and hitting it head on and not bringing others into your relationship. Because that can actually ruin your relationship when you bring so many people into your relationship. Because I don't know what you got going on in your relationship with your wife, or what J Mac or SOA got going on in his relationship, or Clutch, or Showing Up got going on in his relationship. Right. So I have to take and deal with what I have going on with my wife. Right. Now I might confide in you, right? Because our relationship outside of True Riders. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And as a big brother,
right,
you're gonna get your honest opinion because you already gave it to me.
Right.
When I acted out at Uptown, you told me I was wrong.
Right.
Correct. And I respected your opinion, not only as my president of the MC, but as my brother, as my best man at both my weddings. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
J Mac, what you got? Talk to me a little bit.
Listen, if you keep home, you don't gotta worry about nobody going to say nothing about nothing. I love y'all to death. Go to war with you. But when it comes to that lady at the house, listen. She the one and not the two.
Right.
And me, I wouldn't listen. She the only one that can actually speak and like calm me down.
Right.
If I lose it, there's nothing nobody can do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's somebody that you trust, like you gotta sleep next to this person.
Right.
You keep that at the crib. I don't, what do I look like going to tell you? Hey man, I don't know, my wife did. Man, if you don't get away from me, come on.
Okay. But
I mean, I don't pillow talk with men. You know what I'm saying? If I'm beefing with my wife, that's a beef with me and my wife. I don't got shit, and never one of y'all hear about it.
Right.
If I'm frustrated, nah man, my woman, don't worry about it, I'm good. I gotta figure that out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Solid.
you can't tell me nothing. You can't even have your opinion about what's going on in my house because I haven't told you nothing. So if you keep it that way, you don't have no problem. But if you run to Facebook, you run to one of these social media outlets, may God be with you.
That's what's wrong.
And that's right there is gonna destroy the entire relationship.
Right.
Because
As far as your marriage.
anything,
Okay. Okay.
that's the worst place in the world to go. You need to go there for entertainment, and you know, and that's it.
Right. So just to comment on that, again, we're talking about facts, assumptions, and opinion, because if you tell me something, you know, I'm gonna judge, I'm gonna have to come up with an opinion.
Exactly.
You know, same thing. Again, the VP tell me something, hey man, you know, my home life is this. You're gonna look and you're gonna come up with an opinion without really getting all the facts, you know, because I just talked to you. I ain't heard what your wife said. I ain't heard her side of it whatsoever. I just heard what you said.
On my side.
Right. Dog, you did this? Oh, okay. No, she did this. You know, dog, but you can do this. Again, no facts based on my opinion, based on what you told me, and I got an opinion about what's going on and an assumption.
And you should never get that the other side of the story, because you don't got no business calling my wife.
Period. Right. Exactly.
You don't have no business being in the corner with my wife talking about nothing about me.
Right.
Because it's going to be a problem.
But at the end of the day, there's always three sides of the story.
And if that's right.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
And that's why I said you shouldn't have no business pillow talking with no man about your woman.
Sure.
So, talk to me, VP. Like I said, we're talking about facts, opinion, and assumptions.
Yeah.
Because in the world is everybody, what goes on is our upbringing. Instead of getting the facts, even though we got a phone, we can text, we can Google anything in the world to figure out what it is. Well, I'm gonna argue with you about something where I be like, hold up, wait, no. You said, let me Google that. Now, if it's something irrelevant, and what I mean irrelevant is if you in a dispute with your wife, that's between you and your wife.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, first of all, just say for me, if I have any type of issues with my wife and stuff, first thing I'm always gonna do, I'm gonna calm down. And I'm gonna go back and address it later on. You know, when we both on the other hand, level head. You know, in my relationship, me and my wife, we don't have those type of problems. And the reason why we don't, because we both been previously married before. So we know what the do's and don'ts. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that the only thing, sometimes you do have to reach out to someone. And that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just, I always say, you know what I'm saying, if you hold stuff in so long, eventually it's going to explode. It's going to come out some type of way. So you should still have someone that you should be able to go and just vent with. You know what I'm saying? I tell them everything that's going on, but you know what I'm saying, you just need to release, hey, like I said, hey, that's just goes with me. I just need to get out. Let's smoke something, drink something, you know what I'm saying? That's me trying to get it out. You know?
So when you tell J-Mac that, do you in your mind, do you think J-Mac done form an opinion about you, or he assuming something? Again, we're talking about facts, assumptions.
Well, when it comes with, just say with J-Mac, the way I know J Mac, you know what I'm saying, and the way the bond we have, he's not gonna have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? What he's gonna be there to support because that's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you're gonna need that. I mean, like, believe me, I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't have someone to talk to, just to get some of it off my chest, I don't even want to think about what would happen if I go back home. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just me. That's the way I am. So I would make sure that I would always have someone that I consider a brother that, if I come to you with a problem, issue, whatever I might have, that's between us. You know what I'm saying? I don't need your, I don't need too much feedback. It's just I just need to let it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you want somebody to listen.
I need someone to listen.
But the thing is as I go back to keep saying is, most I ain't gonna say most men, most people don't want to say nothing to people because they don't want nobody to have an opinion about it or assume anything. Or his house is raggedy, or his wife is this, or he is this. So it's all about assumption. But again, nobody has no facts to say anything. I go back to being irrelevant. Because if you can't statistically tell me certain things about something, then why are we having an argument? Yeah. Why I didn't assume this about you without hearing the whole story. Because guess what? Everybody has a story. Everybody has something. Assumption and opinions, I tell you, destroys families, relationships, and everything. So we have to be cognizant of what we say. You can use that structure over everything you want. When somebody come up to you and say something, you have to stop and say, you know what? Is that something factual or is that something that's just blowing smoke?
True, but there's always three sides of the story.
Always.
Your truth,
right?
Her truth,
right?
And reality,
right? But that's what I'm saying. But again, we quickly, because of how we was brought up, and we're human, we goes to opinion and assumptions.
True.
There's no facts. Give me the facts.
Right.
Give me the facts.
Right.
Show what you got for me. Talk to me. Come on.
Well, this being second marriage, everything going on from the first one, she always had some type of opinion on what I should be doing. So I took it back to my family, trying to talk it out before I went with anybody else. Now, me being me, I didn't care what anybody else's opinions was. It was just to let frustration out.
Right.
Because if I wasn't on twos, it was like some type of argument at the house.
Right.
We got kids. Fast forward now, dealing with my wife now, I don't have any stress.
Right.
So, and everybody in all my family is talking about that now. I was like, yo, I'm glad to see you happy.
Right.
Like every month you're gone.
Right.
Traveling since y'all got married. I was like, yeah, I ain't that.
I agree with
And my ex is hating it, and I'm feeling it. But once I go back home,
that's your place of peace.
Yes. Like anything outside the house.
What do you got?
Everything outside the house is like stressful. As soon as I walk in and I see her, I was like, oh, that's it. Yes. Yes.
So
peace.
So think about it, right? Like you said, think about it. Again, the platform is, the world is so consumed with opinion and assumption. Nobody want to do the work to get the facts.
Right.
Because if somebody tell me about VP, a Fix, a J-Mac, a Show Nuff, I gotta get the facts.
Correct.
But people don't want to. It's work, relationship, and everything is work. Everything is work. So people quickly to say all men's are dogs, or this woman is a such and such. But guess what? What do you have to support that? Can you give me something to support that? Can you Google something that says, let me see what you saying is true? But guess what? You and I be in an uproar because we in a debacle because I don't do what you do. Right. Instead of saying, hold up, let me do this. Nah, here you go right here. And you don't want to look bad, so now we still in an argument, even though the fact says, statistically, this is what it is. So again, I go back to facts opinion, and assumption, we use more assumption and opinion than dealing with life based on our past, the baggage that we have.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I'm guilty because I can see somebody and be like, matter of fact, let me give you a good example. In the military, you know, I see a cool brother, everything else cool whatsoever. I'm like, oh, he's cool as hell, you know. The ladies flocking to him, everybody this, that, and other. So you would assume he has this type of wife. All of a sudden, like I said, the wife shows up, you're like, that's his wife? Because I assume he has something else. You know what I'm saying? Well, we do it all the time. Because we are human. We are all guilty of it.
But I think it personally goes back to compatibility with like with VP said, clutch. Like I've been married 3 times. I'm on my 4th marriage. And I not personally think, but I know this woman is the woman I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life. She's flat ass out amazing. You know. So sometimes we gotta go through those trials and tribulations to get where we need to be.
Right.
And I've done that.
Right.
You know, these people and everything I've been through.
Right.
But my wife is for me. This one is for me.
Right.
This one is one I'm going to die with.
Right.
So she's flat ass out.
Right.
Amazing.
So when you say that, let's expound on that. So again, we're all human. You could see something and you assume something based on your opinion.
Right.
So you have to take a step back. That's what I'm saying about our relationship. I mean, just life in general. We have to look at this concept: fact, opinion, and assumption. What you just said, she is the one. You can see her talking to somebody at the bar and might assume, God damn, why are you talking to him? So you got to take a step back and look at what is the facts. She loving me. She catered to me. She's this. She's that. Why am I going to assume that?
And I don't.
Right? So we have to take a step back and take accountable for ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to look at ourselves and be like, you know what? I need to take self-inventory of me. Because in our past life, everything we saw, we assumed and we had an opinion about it. When you got something good, because of your assumption and your opinion is all jacked up, you're going to mess up your relationship.
But I know she'll be
Right.
able to handle what's going on over there.
Right.
And I don't need to interfere.
Right.
Because I know the love she has for me.
Right.
And I have for her. She'll handle it. So she'll handle that.
She handled it. Right. But I'm saying, but because we are so humanized and conditioned about why she's talking to him or why he's talking to her, because we assume something going on.
Yeah.
But you have no facts to back that up.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation. Hey, oh no, that was my coworker. You know, we worked together. Blah, blah, blah. He was acting me something to work with, but you don't flew off the handle. Flew off the handle because
That's me.
because we all automatically
And you.
we automatically went to that again, opinion and assumption. So what I'm saying,
Yeah, you just assumed it right now.
so
The calm point of all.
right. So what I'm saying is we need to take self-inventory and be mindful. Guess what? You know what? I need some facts because me just looking, that ain't nothing.
You know what? I like how you said that fix. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, because that's one thing I ain't never got to worry about. Was this one I got here. You know what I'm saying? Now my ex, that was a different story. But this one right here, the way she is and the love that she have me, she'll cut it off. And my wife is not crazy. My wife knows the game. You know what I'm saying? And she knows when somebody's trying hard. She'll shut it off real quick. Hey, you need to step on with that. But my wife has the type of person that she is. You know what I'm saying? She can talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's just a character. You know what I'm saying? All you see that. My wife, you know what I'm saying? Like her her favorite person is that right there. Like, man, when they get on the phone, you know what I'm saying? They go at it. You know what I'm saying?
Arms.
Yeah.
Girl bag.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Girl, man. But you know what I'm saying? But you know, like I say, but I know that I don't have to never worry about that with her. I don't care where I'm at. I could be out of town. She can be out of town. It doesn't matter. It could be a million men trying to holler. She gonna shut them all down. Like,
and Angela's a beautiful person.
Oh yeah, man. She is. She
I already know she got man love.
So, but guys, but the foundation of this thing is we really need to take inventory of those three things. You can use those three things in life, period. Facts, opinion, assumption, because our life is based on assuming stuff without getting all the information.
Correct.
You know, there's people in jail because somebody assumed this. Yeah. There's people in jail because somebody had an opinion. You know, it ain't a perfect system, but at the same time, you think about it. You know, in our little circle of culture that we have to really take a step back and say, you know what? Let me look at this. Is this really something that I really need to focus on, or is it irrelevant? Because at the end of the day, if you and your spouse going through something, the girl, leave him, dude, leave her, man. That's their opinion.
Right.
That's their assumption. You know what I'm saying? But again, we have it all the time, and guess what? We feed into that. So we got to reprogram ourselves.
Correct.
You know, I saw something the other day on this podcast. It's called, I hope I get it right, I think it's called M4 Movement. And it basically, it's a feminine movement, whereas, you know, women are fighting for their rights, which means that they're not going to be with a man, they're not going to have sexual activity with a man, they're not going to do anything whatsoever. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, okay, wow. Again, it goes back to your opinion, go back to, you know, what is the facts? Why is this happening? Right. You know, why is this happening in our society? You know, and we look at, you know, the African American male, and you gotta look at some of the traumatized that we have been through growing up. We gotta look at some of the things that the baggage, all of us got baggage. You got baggage, your significant other got baggage, and everything else. Yes. So our whole perception is based on sometimes, forget the facts. Right. I assume you did that. Because I saw you at the bar having a drink with this woman, so I assume you're gonna do this. Or I presume, my assumption is this. But instead of getting all the facts, why do you think you got these shows, cheaters and all this other kind of stuff? Which is crazy because
she had a gut feeling.
It had a gut feeling. You know, but it ain't about a gut feeling, it's about, have my habits changed? Right. You know, have I did this? If I'm not doing all this kind of stuff, then again, it goes back to what your opinion is, an assumption. Assumption and opinion is getting people killed today. Is losing our friends, losing our friendships, losing, you know, people going to jail for it and everything else. So we have to be on facts. Right. And nobody want to take the time to do the homework to get facts. That's why I brought these statistics up, because everybody has this thing of, oh, well, everybody get divorced because of infidelity. No. That's part of it, but the statistic says the number one thing is incompatibility.
But we still have to look at ourselves.
Right. Exactly.
We still have to look at ourselves.
Right.
Okay? And we gotta look at. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you asked what we thought, so you asked for my opinion. Mm-hmm. So I can't give you a fact that I've never looked up.
Right.
You asked for my opinion.
Right.
So I gotta give it to you, or you asked for what I thought.
Right.
Well, I think it's infidelity, but in facts that you researched and you looked up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But if I did that, because I want everybody to understand is everybody has an opinion.
I get it.
About what's going on. You know, I mean, you look at statistics, the divorce rate in the U.S. or the country is this.
Correct.
But if you ask somebody, oh no, but now you and I got a debacle because it's our opinion or assumptions to them. What does the fact says? Hey, the earth is round. No, the earth is not round, it's square.
But at the end of the day, playing devil advocate,
Right.
we had to pay as far as accountability for ourselves and what we've done and we've done to make it better in our relationships.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have not been the bad husband all my life. I have not.
Right.
But the one I'm with now, she's allowed me to be who I am today.
Right.
And I credit her for who I am today.
Right.
Now, my past, that's a different story.
It's the past. Right.
And I can't dwell on that. We got to dwell on the present and the future, correct? Okay. She's absolutely amazing.
Right.
You see what I'm
Lessons
saying?
learned.
Yeah. What you say?
This ain't nothing but just lessons learned.
Lesson learned.
Right.
Exactly. Because as a matter of fact, I'm dealing with a situation with my wife, my ex-wife, I'm sorry, and my daughter. And my ex-wife still bringing up something happened 25 years ago.
Right.
I'm like, why are you still dealing with that? You know what I'm saying? I understand that when we were together, I wasn't the perfect husband. Infidelity set in. You know, I had a child out of wedlock. But you still dwelling on that after 25 years. And we've moved on. You see what I'm saying? And the child that I had out of wedlock in my relationship, which you are her big uncles, Taylor, is amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right.
So you have to find a place where you have to move on.
Right.
And if you can't move on, guess what? You're still stuck in the past.
Right.
You're still trying to figure stuff out.
Right. Right.
And you're never going to be able to move on unless you say, I understand. I get it.
Right.
This is what happened. I accept it. But I gotta move on. Sure, huh?
That's facts.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Again, you know, we are so conditioned to, you know, program is the right word. Program is the right word, to whereas we are programmed based on past experience to not look at the facts. You know, and the facts is serious because again, you know, every time you have a dispute with anyone, whatever it is, you gotta look at the facts. You can't assume anything because if you assume everything and have an opinion, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. It ain't a perfect system, but the same token is we have to really take a step back, do self-inventory of ourselves, and look at what we're talking about because your opinion will drive you crazy, and your assumption will make you lose everything that you love. Everything you love. Talk to me, J Mac.
Man, I was just thinking about this because y'all talking about ex-wives. I'm like, I ain't there. I don't want to be there.
Right.
I'm so glad I got a good woman. T, I love you.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, I love you.
You know. Again, you know, because some of this stuff is talking about, you know, it's reflection, you know, about opinion and facts and assumption. And some of my brothers here on the panel talking about the reflection that they can reflect about with their past relationship, past marriage. But again, we as a whole, as a culture, need to start looking at actual stuff. Because if not, you will lose that loved one. You'll lose that significant other. You'll lose that best friend. Because we assume something that's really not factual.
Especially dealing with technology. Because you can read something and assume the demeanor is something totally different, when in actuality they're clowning, they're having a different, and you sitting there like, why would you say that? and you don't know what it sounds like coming out of their mouth because
Right.
you read, man, call somebody, pick up the phone. What is you doing?
There you go. You know,
Tell them, go call somebody and tell them you love
right.
them.
You know,
Right.
because I know a lot of
Life's
people.
short.
You know, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now in the world, and everything is about assumptions, opinions. You know, but nobody is giving you the facts. I mean, on social media right now, we got a lot of stuff going on with some of our favorite singers and actors and all this other kind of stuff.
Listen, they got receipts for that.
You know, and they got receipts for it. Right. What I'm saying is, again, you know, how many of us have receipts on? I don't have no receipts on my VP. I don't have no receipts on you. That's whatever. J Mac did this. I don't know what he did. Who?
That don't even sound like right.
That don't sound right. You know, or you meet somebody, you know, they assume, you know, I'll give you an example. You know, people look at, you know, what we do, you know, I talk about bike clubs. All bike club, all the bike club members, they are out here doing all this kind of stuff. That's an assumption. Because they're not in that system to understand. Guess what? You got a 1% club and you got 99%. But guess what? Everybody think bike clubs are gangsters, homemongers, or whatever. That's their assumption / opinion. But what are the facts? If they dig into it, they understand, hey, 1% of clubs are this, and you got everybody else.
And you won't find out what a 1%er is doing unless you go ask a 1%er or join a 1% club, because they ain't telling.
They ain't telling.
Well, I ain't gonna say that.
You know, but what I'm saying is, everything is, until I walk into your shoes, I can't come up with no opinion or assumption. We hear it all the time. Until you walk into my shoes. Until you walk into my shoes, how can you judge me? Because you really don't know the facts.
You already know the saying, when you assume something of somebody, you're making an ass out of yourself and that person until you get the actual full knowledge of what the situation or that person may be.
Right. Right. So what I want to get out of this is, what I want everybody to take away from this podcast is this. Before you decide anything, before you judge anybody, get the facts. Opinions and assumptions
Like
will make you lose
Everybody got one.
somebody quality in your life. You have to get the facts. If you love them, take the time and the energy
to have a conversation.
To hear what they have to say, to understand what they have to say. Because I promise you, I'm just throwing out numbers. Just throwing out numbers. Everybody,
Throwing out your opinion.
my opinion. Everybody, because I haven't looked it up. Everybody has an opinion about something. Instead of getting the facts. Oh, you a player. Oh, I see you all the time. You all hanging out. You this, you that. You know, you dressed a certain way. You drive a certain car. You got to be a player. That's your opinion and assumption. But once you get to know me, now you're about to eat crow. Oh, damn. You know, I thought you was this way and that way. But I'm not. You don't see me picking up nobody. You don't see whatever. So, again, you know, those are people's assumptions. So, if you don't get nothing else out of this today, the whole thing I want you to get out of this today is, instead of having your opinion or assumption, get the facts.
Don't jump to conclusion.
Don't jump to conclusion. Until you walk into somebody else's shoes, you do not jump to conclusion. Again, my brother right here is J Mac, Lamar, aka Fix, Edward, aka Clutch, and Show Nuff. And your boy, Drew, aka Mac. Right. So, do your comments, you know, say what you got to say, but from this day forward, you need to, before you have any discussion with any of your brothers or sisters, make sure you get the facts. Don't assume anything. Don't have an opinion until you get the facts. Hey, we signing off. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Be good.
I'm supposed to shoot a video with no damn necklace on. I know who to call. He probably sitting in his throne because, you know, he street lizard killer, Mr. BOA. Money management. Sorry, I had Tourette saying that. Hello? Hello? Oh, the phone ain't wrong yet. I was just practicing. Hello? Yeah, man, the interference connection is crazy. Hey, I can't do this video without no chains. And I'm not gonna go buy nothing. Can I borrow some of yours?
Of course, you know I got you.
Bro, my dog.
I got you, bro.
It's perfect timing. Yeah. All right. How you hang this shit up?
Put your first sweat on.
You call me at my lowest, baby, but you stayed to lift me up. They kicked me while I was down, but you stayed to pick me up. Perfect timing, 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 perfect timing. Even when I lost myself, it was perfect timing.
Building bridges while living up on the bridges. Now she digmatized from the different strokes, hard bridges. Stomach on eat, not eating, now we feast. Squeeze the eye for every penny, that's a good time. Keep my daddy Rolex, father time more wet. Make a splash on the chart, keep the music more wet. Niggas see me in the physical form, I'm a threat. All due respect, don't disrespect. I'll knock you any nigga that try. Check. We bought the product, set a new balance. So this new balance flow with that new balance glow. These niggas that talking that drama, we squeezing that llama, we killing that summer. Witness pope pimps living just to do or die on some dumb shit. Catch him in the crucial conflict. Take your chance as a rapper, best friend there clap ya. Niggas hating when you steady climbing, but it's perfect timing.
You call me at my lowest, baby, but you stayed to lift me up. They kicked me while I was down.
I got one chain. I need another.
Perfect timing, 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 perfect timing. Even when I lost myself, it was perfect timing.
Perfect timing, no rewinding, constantly progressing, steady climbing. Roll the finest, my chick pressure walking diamond. Caught another flight while we was vibing. Next destination, Bahamas, cushions on the island. Now that's what you call an island boy. Wrist wet, banana clip, these my island toys. I'm going nuts, baby, I'm enjoy life to the fullest, why not enjoy? We taking shot after shot after shot until your lid pop. You know exactly where I be, not at the crib, the hit spot. Fully stocked papers and all, dog. No for no pit stops. Perfectly rolled, perfectly timed. Flooded my wristwatch. Pray for better days and longer sunshine. No need for shit, I'm on mine. Rent for what? Baby, I own mine. Sunflower through the concrete. BB stuck on my mind. Till it's time. And if it's my time, it's on time. And if it comes, baby, that's perfect time. And talk to me, huh?
You call me at my lowest, baby, but you stayed to lift me up. They kicked me while I was down, but you stayed to pick me up. Perfect timing, 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 perfect timing. Even when I lost myself, it was perfect timing.